Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. I've been away for a while, but I'm back. I thought I'd kick off by doing a blacked out Camaro. Blacked out cars are my disease, I love doing them. And the blacked out car I uploaded a while ago was really popular, so in this one I'll show you how I paint it, see what we can come up with, and yeah, it should be fun. So the colour scheme I'm going to do on this one, it's going to be the usual primer I use, which is to me, a fine surface primer. I'm going to do the interior, which I've started. I'll do the seats with semi-gloss black. I've bought a silver colour to do the exhaust line. I've got matte black for the interior. So basically the interior will be matte black, and then the seats will be like a semi-gloss black to give it a vinyl sort of a look. And then for the car itself, black, which is a gloss black. So that coat itself is a gloss black. And then I'll use, to me, a clear over that black after it gasses out for a long time. And then I think I'll use this on the block because I've done that before and I was really happy with it. So that should look good with the chrome valve covers and should be good. But yeah, everything will be given a coat of the fine surface primer. So a little change of plan already. I decided that so much of the interior I actually wanted it to be semi-gloss black. Basically everything except for the carpet. So I'm just going to do the whole interior semi-gloss black so I don't have to paint it and then scrape back painted areas so that I can glue it. I'll just glue it all and paint it with semi-gloss black. And if you felt so inclined, you could then just do a dull wash over the carpet, but I don't think it'll be visible anyway. The reason I wanted that is because I want the interior to contrast with the chassis, which will be matte black. And I think, based on what I can see in pictures, semi-gloss is going to look appropriate on the whole interior anyway. Okay, back shortly. So I'm going to start priming the model. My advice would be, when you build a model, just check in the instructions whether there's anything that you need to attach. So if you're attaching mirrors, or, you know, I built a model a while ago, if you've seen the video, I did a GT 500 and I painted the model, and then I realized at the last minute on the side I had to put these little scoops on, and so I had to paint them separately and then, you know, strip back a little bit of paint and put them on, and it was like the most harrowing 2 minutes of my life trying to do that without wrecking the paint. So make sure you've got everything glued on that you need to before you paint it, is my advice. So I'll go start shooting some primer. I do have one of those rotating stands, but I'll just use my foam block thing. So I sit the model over some foam I've cut. This is the mark of quality you've come to expect from this channel, but it works very well. So I'll go and get started on that now. There's a little bit of flash I'll tidy up on the edge there, but it's looking really good. The mould lines look really good on this model. So I've shot some primer and I'm just going to do any final touch-up. Primer will do a really good job of showing up anything that needs a quick sand. So I'll do that. Once I've got it sanded, I'll shoot one more coat of primer and then I'll go to paint. So I've just taken care of those little moulding lines, no big deal. Just a couple of minutes of sanding. I'll go put another coat of primer on and then shoot some paint. I like the lines on that. That's a pretty nice looking hood or bonnet. Final coat of primer. So I'm spraying some black now. I'm just going to do a very light tack coat. Second coat. Another coat. So just shooting some semi-gloss black on the interior now. Just another coat. So I'm back from paint. I'm going to shoot some clear over it. It's gassed out for a while. I may give it a quick polish with the Tamiya compound, but other than that, that's as much as I'm going to do with it. There's a little bit of peel on it, but I'm happy enough with it, and I'm going to work on it with some polish and show you with the clear coat. Second coat. Sorry about the lighting here, it's making do. Third coat of clear. Okay, so I'm back from paint. I've put, well, clear. I've put 3 coats of clear coat. I don't have a magic number, I just go by feel. I waited, I don't know, a minute or two between each coat. You can see the semi-gloss black on the interior. I haven't caked the paint on, just to give it a bit of, you know, the illusion of some depth. Now what I'm going to do, just the lower portion, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It's not very visible, but, well, to a good painter it probably is, but I'm happy with it. But just on the lower portion of the door, there's just the tiniest bit of peel, like what they call orange peel. So I'll give it a quick polish and see how the car looks. But yeah, this is just with clear. Yeah, you can see just a little bit there. There's some peel there. Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with it, but I'll polish it and just see if I can get any more out of it. So you can see I'm just very gently going over the car with some Tamiya polish, just with a rag polishing cloth, and just back and forth, and avoid any of the sharp edges or raised edges. I try to just do the bigger flat areas, otherwise you can burn through the edging very easily. So I'll keep polishing and come back to you. So you can see here I'm just applying some Tamiya fine polish now. Finish polish. And I used the previous level, so there's like a coarse and then there's a fine and there's a finish. And I'm just going back and forth with a polishing cloth. Okay, so I'm done with the polishing. I've polished as much as I'm going to. I'm not trying to shoot for perfect on this one. I just want it to look good. If you're a, you know, purist, you probably wet sand at the first sign of the orange peel that I had, but and it's a fine line, you know. If you've got really heavy orange peel and you polish it, you're just going to end up with polished, shiny orange peel. So, you know, it's how far do you want to take it? I do wet sand some models, but it has to be a model that I really, and I will do it in coming videos, but it's got to be a model that I'm really shooting for something special on, because I just wouldn't enjoy the hobby if I had to wet sand every model. It is quite easy to burn through the paint, even with just polishes it is. So just show you the little bit of, I don't know, lint or something got in there while it was drying. I don't care. Looks good, I think. That's with the bonnet or hood in. Definitely the polishing's made an improvement on the peel we had. Alright, pressing on. I'll get stuck into some more of the interior. I think that'll look good. You know, against that sort of glossy paint. So I thought I'd show you, I've just started working on the wheels a little bit, on the tyres, and the left tyre I've given a little bit of a sand with really fine grit sandpaper, and on the right I haven't. So it just shows you, if you just give them a very quick sand, it just dulls them down a little bit and just makes them look a little bit more, I guess, scale, I think. So the next step is I'm going to get them on the rims, and then put some what do you call it, the Tamiya panel liner on. Sorry, ignore that, there's a car outside. So back in a sec. So I'm going to use some panel line accent on the wheel, and you've probably seen me do this before. I'll just move it along to give it a bit of detail. Sorry, I'm filming and doing this, so I'm sure I'm going to make a mess of it. But I just move it along, and it gets into all the sort of recesses and tones it down. I'll finish this one and then I'll show you the comparison. So you can see there I've done the top two and I haven't done the bottom one. So it really settles it down. So another little update, I've got the rear lights in. I've done them a bit differently. I haven't used the chrome backing because I like that sort of smoked out darker look. So I think that looks pretty good. So I've applied the Tamiya panel line accent colour, and you can see it just sinks into all the recesses and leaves the elevated chrome. So I'll let that dry. I think it really adds to the depth. It's the same stuff I use on the rims. So I've done a little bit more in the engine. I've applied the Tamiya panel line accent on top of the chrome parts. I've applied a little bit of a wash on anywhere, even where it's painted silver. And I've just picked out on the battery with a bit of red just to put some colour in. But you'll notice that I didn't paint the block red. I decided to leave that black because I thought it sort of worked. So we're almost there. I will start getting this buttoned up and show you where we're up to. So you'll notice I didn't put the mirrors on the door. I often don't. I like that shaved look. I've put the glass in, the front and rear glass. And I've put the rear lights, I've put the rear lights in, but I've done it sort of my own way. They come with a chrome type backing bit, but I wanted that smoked out look, so I left them. I didn't put the shiny backing in. I've just put them in like that so that they look a bit darker. So, getting there. Just getting the grill in now. I think that looks nice, all washed out. It's really settled that chrome down. Very happy with that. So I'm going to get the interior into the car now. There's a little alignment pin at the back, so it should be pretty simple. And then I'll show you once the interior's in where we're up to. Almost finished. Or as finished as I'm going to do. You'll see I didn't do, I usually leave it shaved so that there's no mirrors and that sort of stuff on it, badges. So, see how it looks. So I'm just getting this car sort of ready to sort of present, if that's what we do. And I just thought I'll show you this pen I use. It's the Molotow pen, just for where I've cut through the chrome plating. Does a nice job just filling it in. A little bit more. So, definitely worth having a look at. That's the pen. I think it's called Molotow. Anyway, I've done as much as I'm going to do with this car. As usual, I didn't use all the parts, but I'll show you what I've done. Well, I've done as much as I'm going to do on the car. As usual, I didn't use all parts in the kit. You'll see I've left the rear spoiler off. I've left the side mirrors off. And I've left the badges off. In real life, I think cars look good with that shaved look, and my models are no different. I also didn't put the stripes on, but you do get the decals. So I've left all the badging off, and I think the car has such nice lines that I like it as one colour. You can see there on the rims, the panel line accent colour, I think has settled them down nicely. You don't get that sort of obnoxiously bright chrome. And I've left the interior it's semi-gloss black, which I think works well. The other thing is behind the lights, which are like that sort of dark red colour, you do get a chrome backing, like that plastic chrome stuff to make them bright. I specifically didn't put it behind the lights because I wanted them to look smoked out. I don't know if the camera catches it very well, but they're a very dark red there without the chrome behind them to catch the light. So if you've ever watched my channel, you know I never build anything based on what the box says. I just do what I am going to do. And I'll just open the bonnet or hood and show you what that looks like. So I didn't put the little, I don't know what they're called, they're the struts that can support the bonnet, because I always leave the hood on my cars like this one generally closed. If it's got big, you know, big engine or something, I'll leave the hood off or closed. I don't leave the hood propped open. I just put a little bit of red on the battery to give it some colour. I washed down the engine with the panel line accent colour again, just to tone it down a bit. And I'm happy with how it's come out. Now you can see I haven't put all the badging on. Like I said, in real life I like the shaved look on a car, and my models are no different. So anyway, that's as much as I'm going to do on this model. There's heaps of other bits and pieces. It was a really fun kit to build. That exhaust looks like it's just dropped a bit, so I'll have to put a little bit more glue on that, but yeah, really happy with the kit. It was good fun to build. Now, just an update on the channel. I have ordered, and it should be coming this week, a new spray booth. And the booth has lighting. So gone will be the days of me filming outside and, you know, trying to get the lighting right, which is always a bit, you know, rubbish. So, you know, everyone's been so supportive with the channel. I thought I'd invest in a good spray booth with good lighting, and hopefully the videos will be better for it. So thanks everyone for watching, and happy modelling.